I'm Jason Broadnax. My company is More Global Incorporated.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have Chief Jason. I call him a chief because he's More Global. That's the name of his company too. And where he's at, it's an undisclosed location unless he wants it to be known. But he's all over international. We love that. We love to see folks traveling. Best education you can give yourself or your children. But Jason, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling good. Still working. My job is a little different from a lot of different people, but I'm working, man. I've been out all day. Had to get back. Want to definitely do a great interview with you, but going pretty good.
Well, talk about it. Talk about your job and how you took the love of travel and you monetized it.
Man, I took travel. I tell everybody, travel will change your life. For me, it definitely did. I took travel and kind of created a system where I'm traveling to different Black and brown countries and creating authentic experiences. A lot of times people overlook these countries that I'm going to. And if you do go to, just say Mexico or somewhere like that, people want to run to certain areas, but I'm trying to give authentic experiences from the food to the locations to everything. So that's what I'm doing, man. Like I said, it changed my life. Definitely, I would never look back. I look at, everyone from abroad, definitely different.
Well, tell people, what was your first country you went to abroad, and so far, how many countries have you seen?
Well, my first one abroad was Brazil. Shout out to my boy Bruno. Brazil definitely changed my life. I didn't know that it's actually more Black people, people of color in Brazil than it is in America. A lot of people don't know that. Like, they actually double us. It's like 46 million in the United States, like 43 million in Brazil. Everybody walking around looking like me and you, dreads, the hair going on, man. And they love the Afrocentric part of us. And that's what I fell in love with.
And when you went to Brazil, because a lot of people worry about connecting, like you and I connected through the great Kitty London. Thank you, Kitty, for connecting us.
Definitely.
And I can't wait to see her custom tour whenever she's ready to do that with you. She might bring the buses with her, right?
Right.
That are rap. But how did you connect? Because they speak Portuguese in Brazil, and a lot of people who've never left the country, they worry about, well, am I going to need a translator? Am I going to get kidnapped? The only thing you'll get kidnapped in Brazil is by a woman. But talk about how you connected with the people and turned it into a business.
You know what? Honestly, the connection was easy, man. The connection was the culture. I feel like me coming from South Florida, right? If I go up to Atlanta, the accent might be a little different, but we know how to, finagle. We know how to move around, man. And that's a lot of what it was. I did have a little, translation barrier for the most part, but people coming up to me, and that's when Black Panther first dropped. They coming up to me saying Wakanda forever. I understood that, you know what I mean? So it put a smile on my face, seeing the police officers coming up to me, just telling me, man, hey, we want you guys here. We love you. You're some of the richest Black people on this earth, and we don't understand that as a people. So that's more of what I'm really trying to do, get people to understand our worth and how we can take our dollars and leverage it, through ownership to some of these places, just those type of experiences, man. is what blessed me. Brazil is definitely real smooth. People not really worried about what you have on. You know, it's really just living your life and just loving your life.
Loving your life and loving travel. So how many countries so far have you been to?
I've been to, I want to say 7, and I've connected through over 18 of those. I have personal tour guides who work with me from a daily or weekly basis, from Nigeria to Ghana to South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, man, I like Colombia. I definitely have, if people want to experience, you know, I definitely have people who are dedicated, who are very professional at what they do, and creating opportunities for people to have the same experiences that I experienced.
Man, that's lovely. That's lovely. Now, what size of tours are you doing? Because some people love big group travel, and some
Right.
people love, just private travel with their family and friends. So, what is the biggest size, and what do you specialize in, if anything? Maybe you do it all.
Well, I do it all. I really try to create my own personal tours. I'm not a travel agent. I don't just sit in front of a computer, click a few buttons, and you have your itinerary. I more go out and meet the hotel owners, the local guy who might have a mom and pop transportation company, who's trying to stay afloat, a restaurant, things like that. I'm really trying to bring economic growth to whatever you do. These are the opportunities, and I'm trying to put a real, tour together. So I've done tours where it might be 3 people, and right now we're shooting for Brazil. We have Brazil going on in first week of June. That's going to be a pretty big one. We're going to Fortaleza, Brazil. That's most people from Brazil area. They kind of treat that as a place where all the Brazilians go to vacation. It's beautiful.
No, now what's beautiful is being able to expand and partner. I mean, you mentioned, South Africa, Sabona. To my folks in South Africa, I will see you this month in March. You already know. Yeah. And Kenya, Uhaligani to all of y'all out there. It's all good. Tanzania, that's pure Swahili. But
Swahili.
Yeah, but talk about how is it if you bring, organizing us, especially if we've never been out of the country, all type of reservations, asking you the same 100 questions. Is that how you, lost the hair, or you just shaved it off because you said, I can't, y'all stressing me out? But how do you deal with us? Because we as African Americans, and I'm also an African because I'm a dual citizen recently of Sierra Leone, but how do you deal with us? Because I've heard some of the questions that tour companies get asked, and I'm like, are we really that ignorant of geography and history? And you got to do it over and over again.
No. Right. Well, I do have a lot of information on my website, moreglobal.com, where just any questions that you have, you can shoot me an email, or I do have forums that if you're looking for a certain experience, you're looking for a different size or different locations, try to make it as easy as possible, but people can always connect with me. And, sometimes I don't really so much look at any questions as a dumb question, because, it is somebody's first time, and I would rather have those questions to be prepared myself. But yeah, man, it's definitely challenging trying to get us to travel, right? This whole idea is for us to travel, and a lot of people are not really catching on, but it's happening. It's happening. We did a tour in Denver, Colorado. Just seeing that, man, just a bus full of people was amazing. I mean, any information that people have, I can definitely make it happen.
I saw that ski trip, the little clips. I saw the ladies and they were looking great. One thing about Black folk, we're gonna get a new outfit for anything we need to go do. And I saw them shining, and I felt it because I mean I'm guilty of the same thing, and the same thing happens, in the 54 countries in Africa. If something is going down, we're gonna be dressed to the nines.
We're gonna look good while we're doing it. That's just us.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you see what you said? You go to Africa, the people are the same, man. We speak the same culture. We speak the same languages without speaking the same tongue. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely am big on that.
And so how many tours do you plan to do throughout the year? Like, are they already set up? So if someone goes to the website, which it's a very, set website, is it like, okay, we're going to do 5 tours in Africa. We're going to do, 1 ski trip. How do you plan that out? And I say that because I want people to like put it on their calendar. Okay, I missed this one, but I'm going to catch the next one.
Right. So we had Puerto Rico in January. That was a really smaller group of people. A lot of things happened because of COVID. COVID's been a big setback with a lot of different things. I'm keeping up with all the different regulations and red flags that might be going on for the most part. But I'm always currently making updates. People can always go back and look at the calendars. Even if we've had a tour, right? You can still go back and request the tour that we've already had. I can still do that because of my tour guides and places. So we have Brazil in June. We have Ghana. Ghana's gonna be a really big one too. That's in August. I'm really hoping that people can come out and support this, not just for me, but just for themselves to actually understand the beauty, of culture and just what you get out of it. You know what I mean? Like everybody dancing to the same beat of the drum, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Now, this question is for that 14 to 17-year-old who's hearing this and saying, "Oh, wait, hold on, man. He got the beard. Like I'm trying to get it," and they're picking it out right now and putting the oil and trying to get it right. Right. Is this the full-time gig? Because being a travel agent, you could sell $80,000 worth of travel. Your margins still sometimes, depending how you do it, they can be small or they can be grande. Is this the full-time gig? Do you do anything on the side that could motivate a young man or woman to say, okay, I can do a travel company and I can also do this, and I don't have to be at a 9 to 5?
I started out my 9 to 5 was I started out working in the airlines. Can't really disclose who that is, until they really cut a check sometime soon.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, that's what really motivated me, working that 9 to 5 and then transition that into doing what I'm doing now. I'm a big believer on taking in what you can learn on a 9 to 5 and applying it to yourself.
Okay, so you took the savings and then started your business and you're all in?
Yep, I'm all in.
Okay, that's lovely. That's lovely. When he writes his course or his book, you guys, I'll let him go deeper on that because there's 100 ways to, make that happen. Now, with the travel, what do you think your favorite, country? I'm putting you on the spot. Like the favorite country and favorite food that you found to say, wow, I wish I would have known about this when I was a kid.
Oh man, that's tough. I don't really feel like I have a favorite so much. You get different experiences going to different places, man, like a good gumbo. It's hard, man. Like I mean, just going from Jamaica to going to Bahamas, both of them got, peas and rice or rice and beans, you know what I'm saying? And it's different. Okay. I feel like every country has its own experience, and you definitely I can't really choose. That's all.
Okay. I got you. I'm 200 pounds for a reason, so I had to throw a food question in there. Now, have you looked at, and this is how I learned about travel, and I'll tell you off air on some things that we could talk about later about using influencers, but the government hires people to book travel. And I know there was a university that, we were going after the RFP. Have you looked into that yet? Because, government money, that check don't bounce.
No, I haven't. I haven't. Just because of my company being tied to like different real estate opportunities, that can kind of be a little complicated, because if you don't have a dual citizenship, then being American kind of comes with some restrictions. So no, I haven't really gone that route yet.
Okay, for anybody, I'm gonna talk more to Jason about this, but if you go to your local PTAC advisor, you can go see those contracts when they come out, and hopefully with COVID, things will be, there'll be more opportunities. Now, with the success of your company, and the best is yet to come, what is a community give back that you are doing or that you would like to do in the future?
Well, I would definitely like to be a part more of. I have something going on now where I'm really trying to get more into like Juneteenth coming up, just to kind of build from that, and that get back. And even if I can take one child, when I say a child, I mean a teenager or a young adult, and pay for a vacation for them. I'm a big believer on let those kids see those lights can change their life. You know what I mean? It can be something as simple as going to New York, man. Those lights can change your life. So that's something I definitely want to get into for like community things, just giving back, stuff like that.
Okay, I've said this before. I'll say it again. The first travel agent that tell me they want to take a group of, I'm gonna say older teens, like 18, because 30 years later, I don't want them to say we're R. Kelly and we took a whole convoy somewhere.
Right.
But I want to be a part of that, because that's something I think that high schools should have. I mean, I'm from California, Oakland, Bay Area.
Okay.
You can go take a trip to Mexico on a senior trip. I never did that. I've been to Mexico, but I've never done that with them, because I didn't really like y'all in high school. It was a handful of y'all in high school that were maybe on the football team or not that I rock with. But I didn't want to go with the corny folks. We were off the porch young, so we were doing things like, man, that's corny, man. Drinking, that's corny, man. We out here making money. We are, we are the casino. I'm cool with that. But I'd love to, be a part of that, because I just love the youth and that exposure. Now, talking about exposure, talking about youth, I went to the Harvard of the South. My wife went to the Harvard of the South, Grambling State University. You went to, the Harvard of y'all are technical over there in North Carolina, man. You guys had Mark Zuckerberg coming over there. Talk about how your education, if it helped your entrepreneur journey, or do you think that, education is changing and maybe kids need to rethink going to college, and some of them going into debt?
That's a tough one. I do believe in education. I feel like the education system now is pretty, I'm not gonna say obsolete, but it's changed to a point where the school system needs to understand, me at my age, right? If you ask me who the president was in 1926, I had to go to the library. My son now can say, who's the president in 1926? Like, I just feel like they need to change that system around. And the experience that you get from HBCU is incredible, but life is the best teacher to me. Just experiences, man. Experiences is the best teacher. So I'm not gonna tell anybody not to go to college, not to get your education, but it's more on who you know than what you know, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, network, and that's the part of college. College is to test you,
right.
and it's the network, and that's why certain schools, people say, oh, they're not broke because they're network and they're alumni. And, we could go on and on. I don't do any bashing of any HBCUs, not even of Southern. And y'all know I'm supposed to bash Southern, but I got love for everybody, because I've been to both. There's no experience like an HBCU. There's no experience where you seeing everybody from all walks of life, and, that's our different world. Now, have you started? I would mention a course or maybe a book. Have you thought of any planning to kind of document the fun that you're having as a young man?
I have. I've been definitely documenting some things that I don't put out so much. I show content that I want people to see, but there is something bigger. Kanye is one of my favorite artists, and you see 20 years later that he has a documentary that he dropped since he's been doing, music. So something like that, I want to definitely take that path. Some of the African leaders that I plan to meet possibly later on this year, you know what I'm saying? That would be big. So yeah, I'm gonna keep some of the things to myself, the documentary and writing a lot of my ideas down and see it all come to fruition.
Okay. Now, you talk about politicians. Can you tell the people when you go to these countries how much easier it is for you to connect with, maybe it's a politician or a celebrity, than what it would be here, and how they treat you? Because you kind of are a celebrity when you go to certain places. You know what I mean? Like, give them
Right.
the game on that.
Right. That's definitely a plus, by us being African Americans, right? A lot of people from, I'm not gonna say Africa, don't see us, but they don't see us at a high rate, right? So just coming and saying that you want to take on some type of business, or you want to talk to certain people, a lot of those doors are definitely more open than you are here. I can't go knock on the door and say, hey, I want to talk to the politician in Savannah, Georgia. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So people definitely take you more serious, especially you're over there, right? So that's definitely like a big one for me, doing that.
Okay. I like to have the people hear it from other folks, because sometimes they're like, oh, but that's your life. And I can get you in the doors in Savannah. I don't know how you'll be treated. One thing I do know is, you can shake hands in certain places in Africa with the president, and they can hand you a passport if y'all go through African ancestry to do your DNA. Yeah. So this is all good game. Again, tell the people where to find you and any last words that you have for them.
People can find me moreglobal.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, More Global. Everything is More Global. That's more, no E, global. Definitely, I need the support, man. I have a lot of big things, a lot of big dreams, and I'm doing it for everyone. You know what I mean? Like I said, travel just leads into ownership, and it kind of work both ways. Like you said, you have a dual citizenship, right? You understand it. You're already living the more global dream. And I'm trying to get everybody else to understand the opportunities that come along with that.
Man, amen. Hey, we got to be more global and use that geo arbitrage to flip our dollars, man. They go so much further everywhere else in a crazy world. You guys will be appreciated. Check out More Global. The links are in the description box. Check out his Instagram. He has the baby in Nigeria. That's all I'm going to tell you. He has all type of, your pictures are beautiful. You guys go check that out. Make sure you share this with somebody. It will change.
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
If anybody has pictures, right? I'm really trying to promote Black travel. So let's get the hashtag going. More Global. That's MOOR Global. Hashtag it. If you're out with your friends, hashtag it. More Global is Black travel. So let's make it happen, man. Let's do it. Let's make the hashtag go up. Let's see all us smiling, different places, just having fun. Like that's what I'm really trying to promote.
Y'all share the game with somebody. It will change their life. Be blessed.
Hi everyone. Have you ever been curious about visiting Africa? Which African country were you interested in? Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Ethiopia? Which country are you interested in? My good friend, Kellen Cash Coleman, came up with a course called My First Trip to Africa that'll guide you through this process. It's only $20, and in this course you'll learn about passports, visas, vaccinations that you need before you go there, as well as a budget, how much the trip is going to cost. He also talks about what you should pack, what you should take with you, how you should travel on a budget. Did you know that $100 is worth 1,000 South African rand and over 10,000 Kenyan shillings? So imagine what you can do with $100 back home. I say back home because I'm from Sudan, I'm African, I already know how it's like. I know that, you know, when you convert Canadian and American money, it goes a long way when you're traveling across Africa. So if you're curious, if Africa is a place that you've always wanted to go, always wanted to move there, Kellen Cash is the person to ask. Check out the course. There's a little preview you can listen to before you actually purchase it. If you're interested in this course, visit www.diversifiedgame.com. Don't miss out.